Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymore, king of Comic Town here in Columbus, Ohio.
Biggity boom! Best place in the world. Trust and believe I wouldn't lie to you. At all.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. So, okay, just a quick catch up on things. Okay, so I just started watching Ted Lasso.
It's really good.
Oh my god.
It is so endearing. Like when I first Stacey was like, "Oh, let's watch this." I'm like,
Right.
I don't want to watch this. Like I don't want to watch an American football coach going, but it is so filled with
amazing.
heart.
It's kind of amazing. Let me tell you why I started watching it.
Okay.
On Twitter, and I apologize for not recalling who said this, but they said, can we just get the creators of Ted Lasso to helm the next Superman movie?
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I need to experience this so I can understand whether or not this is a good idea or bad idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
You talk about wholesome?
It's positive in the face of adversity because you might not have seen either of the seasons yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, yeah. I just finished the first season. We started season 2 yesterday. So
So good.
So good. Venom drops this week. Venom 2.
Yeah. Like
Are you
finally
excited?
I am. Like, I'm really, really curious. They've got to be at some point. There's too much money to be left on the table for them not to cross over at some point.
Quite true.
Venom, which is going to be a super successful franchise on its own.
Yep.
With like the Spider-Man stuff,
Right.
which is also hugely successful.
But does that bleed into the MCU too much?
Right.
For
That's
them
the
to do
question.
That? I don't know.
Like, just like the pop, like all right, so like a fight scene between Tom Holland's
Yes.
Peter Parker and Tom Hardy's Venom would just be, and you've got Woody Harrelson. Like it's actually Woody Harrelson that I'm the most.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a really good point. His Carnage, I'm terrified of.
Right?
Like, we're talking natural born killers.
Yes.
But with a symbiote. So,
Yeah.
bad. Like, I cannot wait for this movie.
Yeah.
We'll go see it together. It'll be a whole thing.
It's good stuff.
Yes. Okay, so we read some good books.
Yes.
Do we have any that are the same in the honorable mentions?
Not up top.
Good grief.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of good
there's a
stuff that
ton
came
of
out
good
this
stuff
week.
this
like,
week.
for real. Where do you want to go?
Oh, that's tough. All right. All right. One that I was about to read was Superman 78 #2.
Not a
And I
problem.
deprioritized, but I'm really curious.
Okay, so when this first issue dropped, we had an issue with FedEx and they didn't drop off DC stuff that day.
So we got DC today.
Yay! So I did find this in my out and abouts when I was out of town. Actually, I had to go to a whole nother city and state. Rude FedEx. I read it. It was super cute.
Yeah.
Right. The vibe is great. You feel Christopher Reeves all over the place. The concept here that in this universe, it is playing out the exact same way, right? I mean, this is Gene Hackman. This is Chris Reeve. Yul Brynner is the model for Brainiac. It works.
Oh my gosh.
It works so well. This is perfect. If you longed for the 78 era Superman, rest in peace, Richard Donner, it is in book form right now. So Venditti, Torres, you guys have something, like a time machine. I don't even know how you're doing this so well. It is perfect. Like the vibe, everything about it is of that era. And I mean, theoretically it's pre-Superman 2. So like it's dope. Okay. It's dope. Yeah. Just read it.
Yeah. So if you've been reading action or Superman and you've not been feeling it and you keep hearkening back in your mind's eye to that time period and watching that, it's there. It's there. Go to your local shop and pick it up.
Yeah. Get that, please.
All right. I'm going to kind of follow suit
what you got?
with the movie action.
Ooh.
Turbo Kid, Apple's Lost Adventure. Yeah, like
that movie.
Right? It's so like nobody knows about this movie, but it's so freaking good. All right, so it's this grindhousey type story. It's this post-apocalypse where like these cyborg type fighters, but it involves BMX bikes.
Amazing.
Yes, totally awesome.
Yeah.
And so there's this cyborg, and she's tooling around with her young friend who is theoretically one of those turbo people that will protect us from the robots, and she's crazy. Just absolutely guano infused insane.
That makes me happy.
And yeah, it's just her Like the first story is just her trying to get her friend some water so he can get better.
That's the
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's awesome. So
Yeah.
like if you're a fan of Planet Terror, any of the, like the modern grindhouse, Planet Terror, Death Proof,
I feel like Red Room,
Red Room.
comic, definitely.
This. Yeah, because one of the other things I love about it is the paper. Like the paper quality is like the modern high gloss stuff,
Right.
but it's colored, so it looks like old school,
I
like
love that.
yellowed newsprint. And there's also a backup story with a pizza rat, and it's just
Oh my god.
it's heart touching. So yes, if you just go buy this book,
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
know the source material, find it online. It's freaking amazing.
Absolutely not for kids though.
It depends. Like, do you want
That's true.
socially
That's
well-adjusted children, or ones
Or-
prepared for?
Do you want ones that are awesome?
Make them watch it.
Yeah.
It
It's true.
says "kid" right in the title.
You know
Turbo
what?
Kid.
That's absolutely true. My daughter's 12. She's ready. So, speaking of things that she could be ready for, Berserker number 5. Keanu Reeves, Matt Kinn, Ron Garney, Bill Crabtree. There's more killing. This book is all for the killing. No, what is really cool, though, is the exploration of this sense of identity from an immortal standpoint, right?
Okay.
There's this beautiful piece in here, where they're talking about something that we find special. In fact, we were just talking about it before the cameras were rolling. Music. Imagine if you have lived as long as he has.
Oh, you'd have heard.
Everything,
Yeah.
right? So his take on what music is so very different.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's nihilistic, but in context, it kind of makes sense. Where he's just kind of like, this is what it is to me. Argue, like, how can you, well, what about, he's like, yeah, I remember when he made that. Like,
I've been around a while.
yeah, it's like, I actually helped write that one. And, he was a dork about it. Like, it's so many different things that, like, when you have the context of immortality, and I think, like, great stories that deal with vampires and cool stuff like that, the way that they find different ways to detach from their humanity becomes so very fascinating.
Yeah.
Because, something as simple as music, well, how would an immortal listen to that? Like, would he listen to it? Does he care? He's like, oh, yeah.
Weird. Yeah. Like, I only listen to
cool.
Mesopotamian love ballads.
Right. And you're like, how do I find that? You're like, you don't.
You don't.
Like,
You had to be there. Like, it's like it's the ultimate hipster.
he is. Like, oh, you guys just now on that? We sing in Sanskrit. It's like, that's a written language. It's like, we could sing it. And you're like, what? Yeah. Get like me. You guys lost the vocal cord range to even do it. You guys, lame sauce. Get away.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's such a such a cool concept. It's a great way of taking something that is a trope of, the immortal character, but really looking at it from a standpoint and go, that's new. Really cool.
Very nice. Very
Hi,
nice.
Marks. Hi, Marks.
Okay, I'm going to go AfterShock Comics, Out of Body number 4. One of 2 Peter Milligan books for me this week. All right, and this one, the creative team is just amazing. Inaki Miranda, art is absolutely gorgeous. Color choices, as always, awesome by Ava De La Cruz. Letterer, Sal, good job. Any book that opens up with, like, beings being grown in a vat,
I don't know if that's
it's a winner
point.
for me.
Oh my gosh.
It just is. It just is. All right. So the story is this psychiatrist that's in a coma. And while he's in this coma, he is separated from his body. So he's in this astral projection. There is a bad guy who is trying to collect these astral projections for some really, really horrific purpose. This person is described in this book as Satanist and bird feeder. So
Those are things.
yeah,
It's a combination.
He's probably not a good guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. And so the psychiatrist is trying to get to the bottom of that mystery and also who attacked him and put him in this coma. And so you get this really, really cool balance of, like, a little bit of horror with this, with the dark occult action, with this also kind of fantasy sci-fi vibe of this guy who's stuck in between the physical world and this astral world, and just how he's trying to navigate that, and people trying to help him, people trying to hurt him. Really, really fun, really, really solid.
Love it.
So,
It's good stuff. Okay, so my last one, Suicide Jockeys from SourcePoint Press. We've got Grant, Diaz, Triano, and HDE. This is issue 2. Okay, so here's one of the things that I really like about this one. there's a lot of content for this book. Like it's heady, right? Like you gotta like really pay attention to it. We're getting the idea of guys that get in big robots that fight, monsters. That's the setup that was created in issue 1. Yeah. But now we're dipping into some time displacement, actual alternate reality stuff.
Okay.
So this is becoming even bigger of a concept. And what I like, again, I really like the fact that there's a lot to chew on here. So for $3.99, $4, you're getting a lot of comic with this. I'm not gonna lie, Grant, you have given yourself a lot of like stuff to aim for. I hope you stick the landing on this one because you are setting up a world that I believe that people will dig, will enjoy. I could see it being a show, so I really hope that that's on the horizon for you. Yeah, super, super dope. I enjoyed that one a lot. Like a lot. That was actually my first book of the week. And I was like, ooh, what a good way to start.
Right.
Like, I like a lot. So, and you, sir, how is this on your honorable mention?
Because this other stuff.
Okay.
Something That's Killing the Children, number 20. Boom Studios, James Tynion IV, Werther de la Herrera, and Miguel Muerto are the main people on this creative team. So this is the story about a young woman who is part of an organization that kills monsters and keeps them secret from the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
They're real. They exist.
Yep.
Kids can see them because they haven't lost that imagination, but it's also their imagination that helps create these creatures.
Doesn't that suck?
So,
right?
Yeah, right. It's like that the yin and the yang.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like if
It's so great that you have this, but because you have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Marvel Century if it didn't suck. So this is a flashback story.
Okay.
This is a story about how Erica became Erica Slaughter. And it is so... We get a background on how the secret society functions,
right.
Like what each particular group does. But it's moreover seeing this young, hopeful Erica who's confused by her situation, but is finding purpose in it. And all the other people that function within it, like the damage it takes on the psyche of some of these people. So they have to like lose their humanity to be able to do it, because otherwise you're but super, super awesome. Highly recommend it. It is one of 2 books by James this week that I highly, highly recommend. I can't look at stuffed animals the same after this. But yeah, it's so good.
That dude's got the gnarliest smile.
He does. Yeah, Okay. Yeah, there's really.
I'm really regretting only moving to trade on that one.
Yeah, basically it's one of those books that there's a reason that the number one 9.8 graded goes for between $1,200 and $1,500. Yeah. It is just that good of a series, and it's
How crazy is that? Like, this book is so dope that when you can't read it, it's like $1,500.
Yeah,
that's how sweet it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, where do you want to go? We got one that's the same.
Yeah, we've got only one that is the same.
Okay.
See, Echolands is one that I keep looking at, but as a retailer, it bothers me because there's no good way to store it.
There's not. However, Echolands is nutty. So J.H. Williams III, W. Hayden Blackman, Dave Stewart, Todd Klein, creative team phenomenon.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why I picked this one up, again, when I was out of town that one time, was because I saw a tweet from Robert Kirkman that said, finally someone did this format, this landscape format, the right way. And I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And upon looking at it, he's not wrong. The way that they build narrative in this horizontal shape, it actually makes sense. I mean, stuff builds and it leads you through. It's not just for giggles. There's purpose, and it's fantastic. It's glorious purpose. In this one, so the Echolands is kind of like this hodgepodge of so many fantastic worlds, characters, types coming together. It plays so well. And there's this entity, this gnarly handish type thing.
Yeah.
That is the daughter of said bad guy that's coming to wreck shop on some fools.
Oh.
And she is a problem. Ongoing problem.
Her hands show it.
Yeah. Like, this right here is a meatitarian's nightmare. When the veggies hit back, that's kind of what she's bringing. Or maybe a vegetarian's nightmare. Like, you've had your last vegetable.
Oh, yeah.
Do it no more. But like it's like this sprawling adventure. It's got a pseudo Star Wars vibe because it's moving. Like, it's constantly going to a new place, and it's a lot of fun. grab that. Echolands. Let's see. How do I? I'm gonna just like that.
Yeah.
There we go.
All
Figured it
right.
out.
From Vault Comics, which retailers, Vault Comics has gone to bat for you.
Yeah.
There are strip cover returnability on almost all their books moving forward. Please,
Get it.
please take advantage of that. Define your ceiling for how many copies you need to help your guests, because you're at no risk.
Right.
So that being said, Vault's Human Remains #1 this is my second of the Peter Milligan books this week. So we've got Peter Milligan writing, Sally dyslexic, Cantorino doing art. Yeah, we got
It caught me off guard too. So
Darabella Kelly on color and World on lettering. So when the opening page is like a government warning sign stapled to a light post that says all expressions of fear, anger, love, lust, and humor are forbidden in public places. Remember, emotions cost lives.
this is a world that I want to live in.
Yes, it is a world kind of like what's the movies with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, and there's like the monsters if they hear
Quiet
sound.
Place.
Yeah, except for emotions.
What?
Yeah, so there's this group of creatures that nobody quite knows who they are, what they are, where they come from, but whenever there are these massive moments of like anger or joy or something like that, they sense it and they show up, and then they just go freaking queasing.
Wow.
But we don't know anything about them. One of the things I love is with the way the artist portrays these creatures, as we never get a good look at them.
Yeah.
So the worst part of these monsters is in our head, and we're trying to fill in the pieces.
The unknown.
Yeah,
Love it.
So it's so good. And Peter's able to, with his writing, give us a couple different groups of people that we immediately connect with. There's the husband, just now husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, they get married, and their wedding is one of the early, yeah.
No.
Yeah, so it pulls you in. Oh, yeah, it's just.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look how.
Okay.
Look how the art renders that.
That's creep-tastic
Yeah.
for no reason.
So it's super gnarly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, so if you're looking for something kind of on the monstrous thought process, this is real good.
Good job.
In the fact, how do you control emotions with sound?
Yeah,
just
like
be
you
quiet.
can like, oh, we just won't say anything. We'll learn sign language.
How do you control not getting angry,
Right.
being sad, being happy? Like, you can't.
I mean, like, does it even go like towards being hurt? Like, what happens if you trip and fall, and you're like, ow?
Yeah.
Big pain cometh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I need something to bring me up from that, and we're gonna go Superman, Son of Kal-El. Tom Taylor, Thames, El Taub. I hope I said that right. Okay. It's issue 3. Superman is on the cusp of a journey. We know this. John, having been in the future, has an awareness of what this journey means for his father's fate, and he is grappling with that while also grappling with the position that he's in, which is, am I Superman's replacement? Like, is that who I am? Is that what I want to be? Right? Like,
Is there any choice? Do I have any
it's really-
agency in
I
this?
mean,
Oh,
yeah, right? And here he is doing things that he is acting in his accordance of what is right. Does that work with the world that he lives in? In previous issues, we've seen the emergence of Henry Bendix, who was the head of Stormwatch from the Wildstorm days. And this time, he's now the head of the island of Gomorrah, which is promoting itself as a paradise. But, right, anyone who knows what Gomorrah Island is knows that they're lying, okay? Like, oh my god, Kaizen Gomorrah from the Authority series? Yeah. Evil.
Yeah.
Literal evil. Henry Bendix, not much better. So, him intervening in that situation has caused a little bit of a political storm, poo storm of sorts. He is one of the best representations of a character understanding not only his own personal ideology, but the ideology that birthed him. It's adorable. There is a moment here, and I'm going to show it to you because the context of it is so amazing that it's just outright adorable. So, this is his new friend, right? Yeah. And, he meets this person, but all of a sudden, when he sees who Mom is, flips out. How?
Because Lois is not just some rando.
She's really not.
Yeah.
She's really not. And it's so adorable to see a character that is as pivotal and important as Superman get her due. Where, yes, Superman is this big, shiny, gleaming bit of hope.
Yeah.
But if you've been raised in a world that always has had Superman, there comes a point where maybe he's not that thing for you.
Yeah.
Like when you have another interest, seeing Lois give that due,
Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist,
amazing.
who's been stood toe-to-toe with the biggest and the worst.
Right? I think Darkseid fears a write-up from Lois Lane.
Right.
Like, he would literally lose face on Apocalypse.
Like a scathing review of the...
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Her Yelp of Apocalypse?
Horrible.
Right.
Granny Goodness's daycare center?
Bad. Don't take your kids there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Parademons? More like pair of trash. Like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lois Lane, you know, her Twitter fingers are trigger fingers, okay? Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right. My second of the James Tynan's the fourth books this week, Department of Truth.
Yes.
Okay. If you have not been reading Department of Truth,
Shame.
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 Like, totally. It's just I don't know what you do with your life.
Right?
In this story, all of like the weird conspiracy theories and cryptids and stuff, they do exist in this world.
Right.
But they exist because people believe in them enough. So if enough people believe in
Then it's real.
Bigfoot's real.
Right?
And so there's this Department of Truth that has been set up as a part of the shadow government to kind of prune those things so they don't get out of control. And this one dude who's been brought in, he's like the new hotshot, like, you know, how everybody thought Fox Mulder was going to be super, super awesome in the FBI before he turned spooky Mulder.
Right.
And so this guy kind of has this, and he has a connection to it because back in the 80s, during the Satanic Panic, he had, which looking back, like the number of times I feel ripped off. Like how many times I should have been asked to join a cool cult.
So certain. But, I mean, we didn't know.
Right? No, all I got was D&D. Which is not bad.
It's not bad, but they kept saying that was the gateway, and the gateway never opened up.
Never opened up.
Never.
I never got powers.
Sorry.
I never got to make a pact with a talking serpent.
Sorry.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Jack and squat. But this dude kind of did. And it's amazing. So he finds out that there's more going on. And so it's this journey where this person who's from a rival group is letting him know the real truth.
Ooh.
And it's just such a mind loving.
Yes.
A lover's handshake.
Coital bliss of the mind.
It's just so the writing is amazing. The art is just so. It's David Mack walked that Simmons could run.
Oh
like this
God.
is just it's so
Said.
gorgeous, and you're never going to be able to get the early issues unless you find something because they do supplemental printing. So look, they might be out there, but this book is just so. If you can just sit and read,
Do that.
it's amazing, and yeah.
Who did the variant covers for this issue? Do you know?
Oh god, there's a bunch. I'm trying to think. So there's one or two main ones that we got, but then there's like a bunch.
There are a bunch.
Yeah.
Adam Fields, who I'm working with on Point of Authority, he did one, but I don't know what issue it is off the top of my head. So
I don't know either. I saw him post about it, and I was like, do I slide into his DMs for an upcoming thing?
Yeah, you definitely should. I mean, no, that's insider. Do we have insider trading?
Maybe.
Comics?
I don't know.
No, we don't. I'd ask him.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask him. So, last but certainly not least, oh my God, 10 years to death, Aftershock, and y'all don't.
All right. So, as I'm looking at the creative team, we've got letterer Dave Sharp, colors Guy Major, Cliff Richards as the artist, does an amazing job, and I'm like, wait, nice. Aaron Douglas, why does Aaron Douglas's name sound familiar? Flip to the back. So Aaron was chief on the iconic series Battlestar Galactica. Loved his role. I had no clue that the dude could write a one-shot Outer Limits, Twilight Zone, walk through hell.
Why
type
did this
story.
creep me out?
Why? Because there's nothing in it. There's no jump scares.
Nothing.
Everything is implied.
Creeped me out. This is the last thing I read. That was a mistake. I needed something tasty. I need to go find like something from the all ages section to feel better about what I feel after this.
Because the story is simple. It's
so simple.
This young kid, his uncle is staying with him. His uncle works at a prison as a prison guard, and the uncle just needs to get something off his chest.
I'm not gonna lie, I had mad creepy vibes when he's like, "I want to tell you something, but you can't tell your parents." And I was like, "Oh, where's this about to go?"
Oh, do I want to turn this page?
Right? But then he goes into it.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and you want the grown-up version of that, that's what this is.
Yeah.
You talk about a spooky tale. If y'all gathered around the campfire, and you heard this,
because it really there's this building sense of creepiness, and the word creepy is used in here because there's a particular character that is the focal point of this story.
It's the only way you can describe him.
And
it's the only way.
Yeah, I read a lot of messed up stuff. I consume a lot of messed up stuff on TV, the movies, music, and this was really genuinely unsettling.
Yeah, because it's up here.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like you said, no jump scares.
Yeah,
no like visceral, gory. None of that.
No.
It's all up here, and I don't know who was more scared, the little kid or his uncle.
Right.
Like the kid is already like, this is weird
because he's afraid from a little kid's perspective.
Right.
But the uncle's afraid from
a grown man perspective.
Works in a prison.
I don't even understand what this is. We don't talk about this.
Yeah.
No more. We don't talk about it. But can you imagine the fear that Antosky had? Like, nope.
Because he knew.
He knew. And he knew he couldn't even tell anybody. Like, what am I going to say? Like, he knew. And that, yeah.
Mm-mm. Zero spoilers. Zero spoilers. Mm-mm. And that's for a one-shot. Like, that.
I would read a whole series of these. A whole series. Aaron, if you don't mind, please come back to us. Come back to us. Do it again. I know you got another story in there. Do some more because, wow.
Yeah, this was really, really genuinely like in a book on a week with a ton of amazing books. This one, my only complaint is maybe they should like waited till Halloween, like Halloween. Drop this.
Oh my God! Maybe there's more coming.
Maybe
like. Because this is a Halloween build-up piece. Like, how many copies of this do you have? I might buy you out and like give these to the kids in my neighborhood for Halloween.
It's a
like
thought.
Forget candy, you get comics like this. That's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this up here
because being the age that I am, 46, all of this lines up to when I was a kid. And I can picture like my Uncle Eddie sitting there like...
Like, yo. When he gives him what he gives him, and I was like, yo, my man is in a place right now. Like, he is legit. He's like, listen, I'm having one, you're having one, okay? It's just what it is. Man up, okay? You said you was keeping secrets. I'm having one, you're having one. This is just what it is. I felt that.
Right?
I felt my man here.
At the moment, I knew cards were on the table. like that's...
Yeah. That's a level of vulnerability you don't see often. Period.
Yeah.
In real life, you don't see it. So in this one, I believed him. I believed everything about it. It was fantastic. Wow. That was a great book. We hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, we're here to read the great things and tell you what you should be picking up. So if you like that, click that thumbs up because we like that.
Lets us know.
Yeah.
If you liked it or if you don't like it, click the thumbs down. But definitely drop a comment in the comment section below. We try to reply to all of them.
Yes.
And every week we do this. So hit the subscribe and the bell to let you know every week when we drop this.
Yep. Because we'll be in your DMs. We'll haunt your dreams.
Like that kid's.
Oh, God.
That kid's not going to be able to sleep.
Ever. He's an alcoholic now. At 12.
Yeah.
Like, without question. Yo. Because the trip? Oh!
Right?
Do you know how freaky that would... I couldn't figure it out. That's the thing I love the most about it. Like, I know the show's over. I'm sorry. You guys still here? It's fine. Just listen. It was the idea that the story wasn't over when he came home.
Right.
Like, he wasn't done. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because it's not just the kid was listening. The kid is now an integral part of the happening.
It's creepy. It's creepy. Good night, everybody.